Overthinking is often mistaken for intelligence, but in truth, it is the result of a mind that has become unruly and undirected. When we find ourselves trapped in repetitive thoughts, going over the same scenarios, worrying about things beyond our control, and analyzing situations that may never even happen, we are not engaging in deep thinking. We are caught in a mental loop. True intelligence involves clarity, direction, and awareness, not endless mental noise. Overthinking doesn't bring us closer to solutions. It takes us further away from them by clouding our judgment and exhausting our emotional energy. Instead of sharpening our focus, it scatters it across countless what ifs and imagined outcomes, creating anxiety and paralysis. The mind becomes like a machine left running without purpose, burning fuel but getting nowhere. This mental habit often stems from fear or lack of trust in ourselves and life. And unless we recognize that the mind is misfiring rather than functioning optimally, we continue mistaking the chaos for brilliance. The moment you understand that you are not your mind, but the awareness behind it, everything begins to shift. Most people live their entire lives identifying completely with their thoughts, believing that every idea, fear, or emotion that arises is a direct reflection of who they are. But thoughts are just patterns, mental impressions formed by past experiences, conditioning, and social influence. They come and go, often without invitation, and yet we attach so much importance to them. When you start to observe your thoughts instead of being entangled in them, you create a space between you and the mind. That space is where real freedom begins. Just as the sky is not disturbed by passing clouds, your inner awareness remains untouched by the turbulence of the mind. This simple yet powerful shift in perspective allows you to step out of the mental chatter and see it for what it is, a tool, not a master. The mind is like a sharp knife, useful when guided, dangerous when left uncontrolled. But you, the awareness, are the one holding it. Overthinking is deeply rooted in our tendency to dwell on the past and worry about the future, leaving the present moment neglected and overlooked. The mind becomes a constant replay machine, revisiting old conversations, mistakes, regrets, or painful memories, hoping to somehow rewrite what has already happened. At the same time, it leaps ahead into an imagined future filled with fear, doubt, and what-if scenarios that may never come true. This dual pull of time keeps us suspended between what cannot be changed and what hasn't yet occurred, creating a mental state of unease, anxiety, and internal restlessness. We become so preoccupied with fixing what's behind us or preparing for what's ahead that we miss the only real moment where life is happening. Right now, the present, though quiet and simple, holds immense power, but overthinking robs us of its richness by constantly dragging our awareness away. When our attention is scattered across time, the mind spins endlessly, searching for security and control in places where neither exists. The breath is one of the most powerful and immediate tools. We have to break free from the grip of overthinking and return to the present moment. It is always with us, always happening in the now, and unlike thoughts, it doesn't lie or create illusions. When you bring your full attention to your breath, feeling the air enter and leave your body, you interrupt the mind's automatic flow and anchor your awareness in something real and physical. Conscious breathing slows down the racing thoughts and calms the nervous system, creating space between you and the mental noise. It gently pulls your attention out of the imaginary world the mind has created and reconnects you with the body, with life as it is, not as your thoughts portray it. Over time, developing a habit of observing your breath can serve as a reliable refuge, a simple grounding practice that brings clarity, presence, and inner stillness, even when the mind is storming with worry or confusion. Observation without judgment is one of the most transformative inner practices a person can cultivate, especially when dealing with overthinking. The mind is constantly producing thoughts, some helpful, many random, and others entirely negative or self-sabotaging. The problem isn't that thoughts arise. It's that we instantly label them as good or bad, true or false, useful or dangerous, and then we emotionally react based on those labels. This creates a chain reaction where one thought feeds another, and suddenly we're trapped in a whirlwind of mental noise. But when you simply observe your thoughts like clouds passing through the sky, without holding on to them, without analyzing them, without judging them, you begin to realize that they lose their grip on you. This non reactive awareness creates distance, and in that distance lies peace. You become the silent witness, no longer a participant in the drama your mind is trying to stage. This shift doesn't require you to suppress or control your thoughts. It only requires presence and neutrality, a willingness to watch without becoming involved. There is a deep and often overlooked connection between the stillness of the body and the stillness of the mind. When the body is constantly in motion, restless legs, fidgeting hands, shifting posture, it reflects and fuels the restlessness of the mind. But the moment you allow your body to become truly still, something begins to shift internally. This stillness sends a signal to your nervous system that there is no threat, no urgency, no need to be on high alert, and the mind naturally begins to slow down. Sitting in complete stillness, even for just a few minutes, without distraction or purpose, creates a space where the mind can start to settle on its own. It's in this space that the deeper layers of awareness begin to emerge. In many traditions, simply sitting silently with a straight spine and eyes closed is seen as a powerful form of meditation, not because you are doing something, but because you are doing nothing. The mind is so used to reacting to external stimuli that when you remove movement, noise and activity, it has nothing to bounce off of. In that vacuum, thoughts may come, but they begin to lose momentum, like waves that have lost their wind. The mind becomes sharper, clearer, and more purposeful when you stop feeding it with unnecessary attention. Overthinking thrives when we give every passing thought our full engagement, as if each one deserves our time, energy, and analysis. But not all thoughts are worthy of your focus. In fact, most of them are repetitive, irrelevant, or rooted in fear. And by constantly attending to them, we unknowingly nourish their power. It's like watering weeds in a garden. They grow only because we keep giving them what they don't deserve. When you learn to observe a thought and then gently redirect your attention away from it, without guilt or resistance, you begin to conserve immense mental energy. This practice builds inner discipline and trains your mind to become more selective and refined. Over time, the mind stops generating excess noise because it senses it's no longer being entertained. What remains is a quieter, more focused intelligence that is available for real insight, creative thinking, and meaningful action. The clarity that emerges from not reacting to every mental impulse becomes a powerful tool for navigating life with confidence and calm. Engaging fully with life through action, movement, and meaningful activity is one of the most effective ways to break the cycle of overthinking. When the mind is idle and unoccupied, it tends to drift into unproductive thought patterns, replaying old fears or imagining future problems that don't yet exist. But when you immerse yourself in something tangible, whether it's working with your hands, exercising, helping someone, creating something, or even simply tidying your space, the mind is drawn back into the immediacy of the present moment. Action grounds you in reality. It demands your attention and gives the mind something constructive to focus on. This shift from passive rumination to purposeful doing helps redirect the mental energy that would otherwise spiral into endless loops. Even small acts, when done with full presence, can restore a sense of control, clarity, and connection to life. The body is naturally designed for movement and participation. And when you align your mental and physical energies toward engagement with the world, overthinking begins to dissolve, not because you forced it to stop, but because you became too involved in living for it to continue.